Magnetizing compassion beyond slander. In life, do you often feel isolated and helpless? Or within your family, despite having common goals? Is there constant quarreling and a lack of harmony? We often lament that the human heart is unpredictable, but we rarely reflect, why is the environment I attract filled with infringement, suspicion, and discord? In recent dialogues, the master revealed a shocking truth. If your life is filled with a sense of being violated and loneliness, it is likely because you have long been playing a dangerous game called slander or double-tongued speech. The underlying logic of slander, fear of others doing well. Many people think that slander is just casual gossip. However, the master points out that the root of slander is the heart. Hidden within this heart is a profound fear and greed, the fear of others doing well and the fear of personal loss. 1. Destruction for the psyche of monopoly. The master cited the example of the 500 bodhisattvas from the Mahatma Sutra. These high-level practitioners, seeking a bit of offerings and respect, spoke ill of a Dharma master to alienate him from his followers. Their subconscious logic was, if I ruin your relationship, you will turn to me, and the offerings will come my way. But the law of causality works in reverse. When you destroy the relationships of others, you lose everything. You think you are fighting for your own benefit, but you are actually digging a bottomless pit for yourself. The severe retribution faced by those 500 bodhisattvas suffering in hell for eons and being unable to achieve anything good even after release serves as a reminder, the problem isn't the speech of others, it is one's own total internal decay. Through the malignant magnetic field of sympathetic resonance. Why do you always feel that people around you are infringing upon or calculating against you? It is because of sympathetic resonance. If you are fond of taking advantage, grabbing, and slandering, the frequency you emit is aggressive and destructive. This frequency automatically attracts sentient beings aligned with you. Even a good person, once they enter your evil magnetic field, will be magnetized by you and become inclined to harm or suspect you. The master warns, the reason your life is solitary and desolate is that you have cultivated an absolute repulsive force. The miracle of compassion. How to magnetize those around you. If evil can magnetize evil, can compassion magnetize goodness? The answer is a definitive yes. 1. The strong magnetic effect of Avalokiteshvara. The universal gate chapter mentions the majestic power of Avalokiteshvara. When facing evil people, winds, or spirits, simply reciting the name can cause the other party to give rise to a compassionate heart. This isn't magic. It is a powerful compassionate force magnetizing the rigidity of the opponent. The master used a vivid metaphor. An evil person is like a piece of non-magnetic iron, rigid and hard. But when it encounters an extremely powerful magnetic compassionate force, it is instantly magnetized and temporarily takes on magnetic properties of a compassionate heart. Even a thief, when encountering a powerful field of compassion, will have a change of heart and may even take the initiative to guard your belongings. This is why, if you completely abandon slander and practice great unconditional giving dana, even robots will support you. 2. The truth of harmony, starting with yourself. Many people complain that their family members do not share their aspirations and joys, and want to change their environment or partner. The master stated bluntly, you are a slandering creature. What kind of good fruit do you expect? If you don't change the root of fearing others doing well, it will be the same wherever you go. Conversely, when you truly wish for others to succeed, protect their interests, and are willing to bear losses for them, that sincerity cannot be faked. 3. Case studies. Liu Bei's Changban slope versus Murong, Fu's madness. The master contrasted two classic figures to illustrate the ultimate destinies of altruism and selfishness. Liu Bei, when pursued by Kakao at Changban slope, he was surrounded by a large number of elderly, weak, and sick civilians. Abandoning them would have allowed him to travel faster and save his own life. Staying with them risked his life and his family's. He chose to protect the people and refused to abandon them. Result, the whole world knew Liu Bei was reliable. This reputation attracted top talents like Zhi Liang and Pang Tong. His becoming emperor was inevitable because people are willing to rely on someone who would rather die than abandon the interests of the people. Murong Fu, he calculated every bit of interest, sacrificing anyone, even those who loved him, to restore the power of the Yan kingdom. Result, his calculations ultimately caused him to lose everything. his most loyal followers and the woman who loved him all left, and he eventually went insane. The master summarized, those who fear personal loss and only protect their own interests are destined to end up with nothing. IV. Life debugging technology. How to transform from the root. To fix a broken destiny, one cannot simply pluck leaves from the branches, one must take a knife to the root. 1. Seize the root, the heart. Slander, contemptuous expressions, and cold sarcasm are all branches. What is the root? It is that stingy heart that says, not only must I not lose anything, but I also cannot let you do well. Even if you don't say it, the malice will leak through your eyes and gestures. Kill the root, and the branches will naturally vanish. 2. Transform the direction of thought, compassion, joy, and equanimity versus the three poisons. The root of all afflictions is thought. If your thoughts revolve around greed, anger, arrogance, and suspicion, they act as a destructive force, and you are the one who suffers in the end. Use the same thought to pivot toward metta, karuna, mudita, and upaka, loving, kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity, loving kindness metta, thinking of how to bring joy to others, compassion karuna, thinking of how to uproot the suffering of others, sympathetic joy mudita, feeling full of dharma joy when seeing others succeed, as if it were your own, equanimity upaka, letting go of the selfish heart and even the attachment to this physical body. 3. Commonality with sentient beings, breaking the fear of private ownership. In the Avatamsaka Sutra, a Bodhisattva vows, all that I have is shared with all sentient beings. When you establish this course, you will no longer feel a pang of fear when someone looks at your money. This breadth of mind frees you from the pain of worry. 4. Deep cultivation advice, a 5-year contemplation assignment. The master gave a very practical time frame. You won't pass this course in less than 3 to 5 years. You need to sit down and thoroughly study the cost of every affliction. The cost of greed. If I overeat sugar and fried foods, I will have diabetes in 5 years. Is my greed really benefiting me? The cost of anger and arrogance. How do they burn away my blessings and drive away all helpful people? The cost of slander. How does it leave me lonely and destitute? When you see the demonic nature of affliction, that it absolutely does not want you to be well, you will give rise to true fear, which creates the power to change. Conclusion. Become a strong magnetic field practitioner. Before speaking, pause and think. Is this sentence alienating or achieving? Is it calculating or compassionate? If you follow your impulses and delusions, you are simply selling out your most precious respect, blessings, and merits. Life is a dialogue of magnetic fields. If you want those around you to be compassionate and protect you, you must first grow a powerful compassionate force within yourself. Do not fear loss. Do not fear giving. When your compassion, joy, and equanimity can subdue your afflictions, even if this physical body is damaged, the moment you turn around, you will be met with unparalleled brilliance. Thank you for listening to the wisdom shared by the Australia Buddhist Path Association. May we all guard our speech, distance ourselves from slander, nourish a compassionate heart, uproot delusions, and break through greed, anger, and arrogance. Let us live in a magnetic field filled with the Four Immeasurables. See you next time.